Okay, Lilian, you may go first.
One more thing I wanted to mention about. We, on the 5th and 6th of November, we have an event called Cyber Safe Industry Edition, where we'll be having everyone from the industry who wants to work in relates to child online protection issues to come to Sarit Center. It will be a 2-day event. To come to Sarit Center, and you'll be given stands to set up. But the target of this is this. If you know you have developed an app, or you can develop an app with the focus of child online protection, feel free. We will put up registration forms for that. If you are an ISP, if you have an app, if you have... So what will happen is that kids will be... It will be a free event. Kids, parents, the people who own schools and all that. Because one of the main things that we've seen going into the schools, there are no filters, there are no protective measures that have been put in the computers in some of the schools. So it will be a space for you to showcase anything in regards to ensuring children are safe on the net. Thank you.
Thank you, Lilian.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Caroline Muriaki. I'm from the Communications Authority of Kenya. I would like to make a few remarks to demystify some of the issues that were raised here earlier. With regards to complaints and rights of consumers, we have developed consumer protection regulations that are listed in the Information and Communications Act. And it is in these regulations that communication service providers are required to facilitate and uphold the rights of consumers. So the issue of consumer protection is indeed catered for under this piece of legislation. In addition, we must not forget that consumers also have responsibilities. So to what extent are we as consumers also willing to exercise the right to be responsible? Are we responsibly using communication services, putting up the right content and interacting with the communication systems? With regards to proposed plans to reach adults, proposals to have audiovisual as well as distribution of this publication that we have. We are indeed in this year developing a campaign that is targeting children, and we have collaborations with the industry and civil society. As you can see at the booklet at the back, those are organizations that have endorsed this initiative. We look forward to increasing this level of partnership. It keeps growing. So we have captured this. With regards to the digital learning project, this aspect has indeed been considered and incorporated in the digital learning program. And this will be expanded further by having curriculum around this to and have children and young people learn how to use systems and ICT services in a responsible manner. With regards to the comment, I didn't quite get what organization that was on the fact that his proposal was trashed. I want to assure you that it is not. As you well know, as a government agency, we are required to plan and budget for these initiatives, and I believe his proposal is currently under consideration and has been classified under one of the areas that we will focus on in child online protection in this coming year. So basically, that for me, it was more of provide clarity and inform members that we can't get additional information relating to this subject matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Caroline, for that proactive approach from the Communications Authority. Indeed, there will be no more rumors. Make sure if anything is not clear, we have the entire industry represented, all the stakeholders from government, private sector, academia. So make sure you get clarification on any issues before you leave this place so that we stop the mercenaries from spreading rumors. Okay? Yes, Aida?
Hi everyone, my name is Aida. I'm the Director for Strategic Partnerships for RCD Africa, which is a consortium of development experts. I just want to announce that we'll be holding Agenda Plus ICT Multi-Stakeholder Working Conference at KCA University in October. So for all of you who are already engaging or addressing gender issues, and I think so many people talked about that today, right? So for those of you who think it's important to actually take part in this working conference, because we are actually going to be working, not just discussing issues, kindly get in touch with me. And this involves all the networks I'm part of. ISO, Kiktanet, ICANN. We expect you all to be there. For the rest of you who might know me or might have met me today, I'm very available to have a discussion after this. Thank you.
And finally, Bob.
Okay, thank you, Barrack. Very quickly, first of all, I must say this team has been incredible. They have not rested their eyes across the day. So I think this is a very good encouragement. Two things from me. I think one, the issue of new audience is something that we really need to pay very close attention to. And when you look at, when we say new audience, I think we should not only feel that maybe it's only the young people. I look at this room today and I'm not sure if we have anybody from banks in this room today. I'm not sure. Is there anybody from any banking institution today with us? So imagine you are discussing, for example, cybersecurity or content, and some cyber crime elements involves actually including paying for some of these things, isn't it? Or asking for payments. And payments have been facilitated most of the time by the financial sector. If they don't understand that at times they could actually be facilitating payments to the wrong recipient in as far as what the intention of that payment is, I think they might never understand. So I know it is quite a challenge to reach out to them and for them to actually come and stay through the day. But we need to try much harder and ensure that they're part of the discussion. The other thing that I think is really conspicuously missing is our policymakers. And of course, I know a lot of effort was made to actually have them in this meeting. But if you look, for example, at some of the bills that are currently in discussion, I'm sure if such policymakers were, or some of them attended these meetings, then they would have a different perception on such bills. And I think some of the discussions today has really been speaking to policymakers, and unfortunately, none of them is here today. So I think this is a great challenge to us, and this perception that this is an ICT meeting should be demystified. I was encouraged to see some lawyers in the room. It is not about ICT, it's about everybody that actually uses the internet. So there are key sectors that we need to strive harder to ensure that they are part of this meeting. If they come once, they'll keep coming back by themselves. The second item, I'm not sure how practical it is, but maybe we are also creating a barrier in terms of how many people we are reaching, because, for example, things like sign language. I was just imagining how possible it is in future to have, for example, a sign language interpreter somewhere in front, so that those of us who are challenged in that region and are also watching out there can actually follow what we are saying. I know it involves, it's something that is costly, but it is, as Facebook says, it's important for humanity, isn't it? We need to carry the discussion with all of us. So I don't know how possible it is, but for me it will be something that we should strive to do in coming rounds, so that everybody, as far as possible, follows the discussion. I think lastly is to say that ICANN is in Nairobi. You are all encouraged to pass by and pay us a visit. and find out more about some of the things that are being discussed about ICANN. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Bob. Before I hand over the mic to Ali, you raised very important issues, and in particular, I think I want to emphasize on the point of incorporating people with disabilities, or let me not use the word people, or rather making sure we are disability compliant. I think that's something we thought about during this year's IGF, which is reflected by the choice of the venue. But again, you raised important issues on the issue of sign language, because we are doing live streaming. So this is an important take-home. But we also want to encourage the people who are here representing different networks, try and bring them. I think they are our brothers and our sisters, and it's our responsibility to bring them along so that they can participate actively in this forum. The second issue on policy makers, I was glad to see representatives from the county governments. I know nowadays we have even very educated MCAs, and let's make an effort to bring them along. Some of them are our friends, family members. We try to reach out to the parliamentarians. Unfortunately, they were busy as always, but we hope that those who are close to them drag them into these meetings. It's true, it's important that we have them as part of these discussions, because some of the challenges, some of the bills we've seen, well, they are well-intentioned, but the challenge is the authors have not sought views from a broad section of the community. So it's upon us to use our networks to bring them on board, and I'm sure the IGF will keep improving. So with that, I think I want to hand it back to Ali so that he can give us the next instruction.
Thanks, Barrack. Before I invite Grace Bomu to come and give a vote of thanks, I just want to remind you that there's tea after this, and then we kick off our cocktail about 6:15. Now the cocktail is interesting because we're going to discuss, we're going to have discussions around innovation, and we have my brother Ramanyan. For those of you who've not heard of Rama is a renowned journalist who's going to be moderating this session. Rama likes to think of himself as a journalist, loves playing around with data. He's a gamer. He's a Bloomberg Gold Media Fellow 2015. And any opinions he expresses here are his own, not those of his employer, who is currently CCTV, I think. And that's got nothing to do with the CCTV you see. Yes. Rama will tell us what that means. Rama will be joined by Harry. Harry was here before. He's the CEO of CIO TV, CIO Magazine, Executive Director, Demo Africa. We'll also, I think, have Dr. Demo who will join us slightly late because he just arrived back from the US today. We'll have Walu also, Walu Bengo, who was here in the morning. We're also hoping to have Alois Meshach, who is the CEO of Sendy. For those of you who have not heard of Sendy, they are they're one of those who are taking on Uber, and I dare say that they will probably win in this country. We also have Jessica Kolakov. Jessica is now involved with an organization called Brave something. So Jessica will also join us. So without further ado, Grace.
Thank you, Ali. Hi, everyone.
I know it feels like a long, long flight, but we're very grateful that you've stayed the whole time. It's still full at the end of the day. We don't take that for granted. We are very, very grateful for each and every one of you for your participation, which I dare say has been very, very active. I'm just here to give the vote of thanks, and I'd like to start by thanking the organizing committee. I think this Kenya IGF has been really good. The panels have been diverse. Like, I know every year I'm always complaining about not having enough diversity, especially gender, in the panels. I think you've tried to bring women of substance, not just women to fit into the panels, but women of substance, and so we thank you for that. We thank you that the panels were also, quite open. I think everybody got a chance to ask whatever questions they had, whether it was, remotely or from the mic, and the panels helped us to have a real networking platform. So thank you very much, the organizing committee. It was led by Barrack. Barrack was, maybe you can just wait for the people, Barrack. It was led by Barrack, and he co-chaired it with Kivuva. Kivuva is unfortunately not with us, but he's with us remotely from Mauritius, is it? Yes. And then the other members of the organizing committee were, there's June. There's our dear June, please wave, and Ephraim Kenanito, who are also the rapporteurs. And then there's Miriam Munyendo. She talks about children online all the time. There's Moses Karanja from CPEX. There's, hi Moses. There's Kevin Karaoke. He's a Twitter warrior, he's made a strength. There's Fiona Songa. She was here earlier. There's Fiona Ongeso. She was here earlier. Boniface Vitaba. Yeah, he's there, he's waving. Bobo Chien. He colonized the mic. And Angela Mushai. Is she here? Okay, she was with us. Is there anyone I've forgotten from the organizing committee? So thank you very much. No, there's also, we'd also like to thank our sponsors. There were what is it called? The slide was up earlier, but our sponsors are UNESCO. I think all of you remember Yako, and he talked about a lot about a knowledge economy. There is Facebook. The Facebook guys, please wave. Thank you. Kenny, Abdallah, and team, please wave. Thank you so much. Simanet, they provided internet. They were here earlier, they'll be back. There is the IGF supporting association. Well, they joined us remotely. There is the Internet Society. Kevin is still here. There is the TESPOC, who provided internet through Safaricom. Thank you so much. I'd also like to thank the Kiktanet community. It is through your participation in the network that we were able to get the discussions for this meeting today. So thank you so much, the Kiktanet community. Thank you also to the Kiktanet steering team led by Gigi. Hi Gigi, thank you so much. Ali, Walu, Liz, Grace, Bomu. Yes, and then I'd like to, once again thank you all for coming and for participating. I'm so grateful that I've met Rapudo Habi for the first time. I always reach him online. It's really nice to put a face to all the comments. I'm glad to see Mwende Njiraini after a long, long time. I just used to see her on Diplo Network. So it's good that we have the Kenya IGF where we meet in person with such important policymakers and policy shapers. And I'd just like to say on behalf of Kiktanet that we'll continue to have regular engagements with stakeholders, and we'll have engagements on human rights and the internet. We'll have some policy briefs every quarter about issues affecting internet governance. And therefore, we encourage your active participation, as you've always participated. If anybody is not on Internet and would like to join the list, please see us after this. You can see myself, Liz, or Gigi after this, and we shall be very happy to engage. So thank you very much. Ali.